All right, welcome everybody. In this reading, we're going to be asking, what does your person like about you and what do they dislike about you? All right, so we have 4 reading options here. Each of them is represented by a little sticker. I think you can pretty well see them from here. We have a little bubblegum sticker, a unicorn frappuccino. We have this peach with stars, and we have a little strawberry. All right, so take a moment to get in touch with your intuition about which one of these piles feels most accurate for you, which one you feel more energetically drawn to, and then just use the timestamps below, and I'll see you at your reading. Okay, welcome to everyone who chose number 1, which was the bubblegum sticker. I just have a couple cards to start off with, but I'm going to shuffle and pull other cards as well. So we have the 8 of Cups and the grasshopper. Wow, I feel like one of the things I find so likable and refreshing about you is that you're always ready to leap into the next situation. Even if you've come into a situation that's very disappointing to you, you always look optimistically towards the future. So I feel like you're a very future-oriented person. You always feel optimistic about the future. You don't let a bad situation get you down. You know, it might momentarily get you down. The 8 of Cups is not always a super easy energy, but you notice in this card all these beautiful flowers. And, you know, she seems to feel like she's ready for the next leg of her journey. The grasshopper reminds me a little bit of the Fool card in tarot. You're like, so what? I'm moving on. A definite strong moving on energy. They appreciate your ability to move on from circumstances that don't suit you towards circumstances that are better for you. So what else do they like about you? What else do they like about you? Eight of Wands. Wow. Yeah, they don't even, it's not just that you're ready to move on, but like you're very like gung-ho about like making something of your life. You're not going to be held back by anything. Lots of red energy in all of these cards. So I feel like you are someone who's created financial stability for yourself, or you're very determined to do so. And they feel they feel confident that you will also. If you haven't already, they see it in you. Like you're going to achieve prosperity for yourself, and you're excited about it. I feel like you're someone who follows your passions, and because you're following your passions, that's part of why it's easy for you to move on from something that's not working, because you're just always like, okay, what does work, you know, and what does make me feel alive? You know, you're always someone who's following your bliss, following your passions. 6 of Pentacles, yeah, and they feel that maybe your motivation to do this is because you want to be a generous person. It's not self-motivated interest in creating financial stability for yourself. They feel that you're a very generous person and you want to have this success so that you can give back in some way. Or they already see you as someone who gives back. And so they just assume, you know, the more that you achieve for yourself financially, you're obviously just going to be giving more and more. So they see you as a very generous person. I also feel like they see you as a balance of kind of like assertive energy and like sweet, kind energy. But even when you're assertive, it's not like aggressive, but it is like determined. You're a very determined person. All right, let's see. What else? What do they like about you? Each of these piles is going to be different because I've got lots of different decks around me. I'm just going to use whichever decks feel like they call out to me in the moment. But okay, Athlete reversed. I feel like, you know, maybe you may not be the strongest, fastest, you know, in terms of your physical body, you might not be the most athletic person, but I feel like they still feel like you managed to make the most of it. I'm just going by how I feel looking at this rather than the shadow attributes. But I feel like because this is what they like about you. They feel you have like an inner strength, maybe. You have an inner strength that maybe makes up for the fact that you might not be physically strong in some way. Also, Messiah reversed. They do feel like you're a very spiritual person. You're very close to, you have a very close relationship perhaps to your spirituality. But in the reversal, you're not coming on too strong with it. Maybe you're not trying to force everyone to believe the way that you do. And yeah, there's something that's very sweet and pure about you. Like they feel like your intentions are always very pure. You know, like even with the focus on financial achievement, a lot of people have that focus because of self-interest. And they just feel like with you, everything you do is so pure. You know, you're not trying to, it's not for glory. It's not for status. It's because genuinely you want to be able to contribute and give back. And so you want to be able to improve yourself so that you can do that to the best of your ability. Let's see. So what do they like about you? What do they like about you? Yeah, again, I get this like sort of with the athlete reversed and the rebel, which is like the emperor reversed. You're very assertive. We got this before. They feel like you're very assertive, but at the same time, you are able to assert yourself in a way that doesn't exactly dominate people. And like they don't feel like you're trying to dominate other people either. But you are very assertive. You're not going to let anything or anyone hold you back from accomplishing what you want. This person feels like you are more of a giver and you're not necessarily good at receiving from other people. And I feel, again, they view this, not that they feel like you deserve to not receive, but they find this, they do like this quality in you because, again, it just is like a further demonstration of you're just such a pure soul. You're not out for yourself. You're out to, like, you know, do what you can for other people. We get exhaustion. They do feel like you're a very hard worker as well. So they admire your work ethic, your determination, just kind of a repeating message. Yeah, to the point that you might not, you're not someone who's just always living for fun or living to party. You're not like a party type person. You're not someone who always has to be the center of attention. So they like that about you as well. You're kind of serious. You may be a little bit of a workaholic. Again, not that they necessarily feel like that's best for you. I mean, but they do respect that. They respect your work ethic, and yeah, they respect the fact that you always want to grow into like a better version of yourself, and that you're very determined to do that. All right, let's see. We might get some other. Just use this deck here, and we might get some physical qualities here as well. Well, okay, it's everything from there that wanted to come out. Cozy and comfy. Oh, they want to cuddle up with you. They feel like you're very easy. I think you're like an easy person. They feel like you'd be easy to get along with, I guess. Even though you're very assertive, like you're also just this very sweet, pure, cuddly energy. Gemini, so they could, you know, you don't have to be a Gemini per se, but I feel like they think that you're very smart. You have a lot of interests. Maybe you're good at a lot of different things. You're a very interesting person, a really good conversationalist, perhaps. If you have children, they feel that you're a very good parent, or they feel that you would be a really good parent, that you seem like someone who would be really good with children. Let's see. They like the age difference between the two of you as well, whatever that happens to be. Okay, yeah, this goes back to, again, the idea that you're wanting to achieve more for yourself so that you can contribute and give back to society, to people in some way. So they love that you stand up for your beliefs. And if you have blonde hair, they like that. If it's a different color hair that you have, then they just like your hair, maybe in particular the color of it. But yeah, they like your hair. So that's what we get about what they like about you. Let me kind of clear the table, and then we'll get into what they don't like about you. All right, we'll go ahead, pull one card from this deck. Yarn. That kind of goes back to that comfy, cozy thing. Like, they love hanging out with you at home, just like, comfy, cozy nights at home or days at home, like Sundays at home. If they haven't had that type of experience with you, they feel like it would be really nice. Like, oh, I'm sorry. These are the things that they don't like. I'm so sorry. Well, they still like the comfy, cozy stuff, but they feel like there's something confusing about you. Let's see if other cards can clarify that. Something, you're complicated. You're a complex individual. Well, surely you won't mind hearing an extra positive thing. Yeah, they do really think that you're very cozy, and they like the idea of domestic life with you. So I guess it bears repeating. That must be a strong thing for them. Yeah, but they feel like maybe they feel like the situation between the two of you is very complicated. Yeah, they feel that, I mean, they definitely feel like you're a hard worker, but that in and of itself might complicate things between the two of you or something. Like, they respect that, but they're also like, I just want more time at home with you. I just want more time to be able to spend with you, like, just chilling and not really doing anything. But you're so, like, super productive, it makes it complicated for them to be able to have those cozy, quiet moments where you can just relax. They feel like you need to relax more. Yeah, with this Empress card, like, they know that you're, like, very achievement-oriented, but they're like, come on, let me appreciate you more. So even the negatives so far are not very negative. They want to appreciate you more. They want you to allow them. We did get that receptivity card reversed before, so they want you to be more receptive to them just being sweet for you, treating you, doing nice things for you. Wow, Empress and Emperor. Oh my gosh. I mean, they definitely feel like the two of you would be like a power couple, and this, I don't think this is a negative. I don't see how it could be. If it's negative, yeah, it's not negative. I don't feel like they have much of a negative with you. Again, it's like, it's complicated because they really appreciate the fact that you're so focused on career success. They really respect that. And I think that they are as well. You're both similar in that way. But they want this more like domestic life. They don't want it to be all about work. Right? So I think this is more about, yeah, just that they want more of the sweet, like, easy times with you at home. They really desire a home life with you, very domestic energy. If you're not living together, they really want that, and I feel like they really want a family with you as well, with the Empress and the Queen of Cups. Like, they want somebody to get pregnant here, Let's see, what else do they not like about you? You guys are really just mostly getting what they like, but anything that they don't like about you. There has to be something. Well, there doesn't have to be, but let's see. We get the Exorcist reversed. Fear of facing your own demons. Alchemist reversed. Misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. I feel like, again, I'm not really paying attention to the shadow attributes, even though these are the things they don't like. What I'm getting more from this is that they want you to question more. They feel like the shadow that you have is maybe that you're kind of a workaholic, and that you might be resistant to seeing it that way. Like, they're like, if I tried to point this out to you, you probably wouldn't even listen to me. And even though we saw this before, the hero-heroine reversed as a positive thing, as a thing they liked about you, at the same time, sometimes they're like, you definitely should take more glory. Like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, wanting to, like, be applauded. And in fact, I think this person wants to applaud you. And we get mediator reversed. I just feel like they kind of feel like you're a little bit bullheaded. And the fact that you wouldn't be willing to listen to other people always, you might always think that you're right. So in terms of something they don't like, this might come closest to like an actual criticism. But, I mean, most importantly, they feel like you would be bullheaded about them telling you, hey, you deserve more. You deserve to be really appreciated and to take it easy more. And gambler, you know, they do feel like you're always willing to take a chance on new things and like always move on and trust the future, but sometimes they might feel like you're a little bit too willing to do that at times. And I think that the reason this bothers them is because it just makes them feel a little bit insecure with you. Like they're like, well, are they just going to give up on me and move on? Just because they are so quick to do that in other areas of their life. All right. Anything else that they don't like about you? Turning in. I feel like they just don't feel like you you don't do enough for yourself. They want you to be lazier. We have laziness reversed. It's like, be a little bit lazy with me because I want to be cozy with you. Yeah, and the schizophrenia, the Two of Swords reversed, it's just kind of like this mediator reverse. Like, you know, they feel like you're very set in your perceptions of things, your ideas of things. You know, we did see that earlier that they think you're a good conversationalist, you're very smart and interesting, but it's very hard to change your mind. Once you have your mind set on an idea, it's very difficult to change your mind about things. And they don't want to argue with you about it or anything, because for one thing, it would be pointless. But I think that they do wish that you would be maybe more willing to see them as someone who has like an input that matters. Like maybe they feel that you don't respect them as much or their ideas. So I feel like with the Source reverse, it's a little bit of it hurts their ego that you're so set in your ways and set in your mindset, because they want to be able to be an influence to you in some way. You know, they want to be like an inspiration to you, but they feel like you don't really need that. So they don't have the opportunity to. And that's something that they feel proud of, is their ability to be like someone who inspires or influences other people, but they feel like it just doesn't kind of work with you somehow. All right, let's see what other qualities we get here about things that they don't like. Sloppy. Maybe you dress sloppy, or you're like just kind of messy or something. So that would not be something that they super like. Maybe you're too busy working to like clean much, and so that's just not their preference. Yeah, it kind of goes along type B and sloppy. So maybe you're just not very organized. I mean, you're definitely has a great work ethic, but they might think, well, if you're such a work ethic, you know, you'd save a lot of time and get things done more efficiently if you're a bit more organized, something like that. Okay, they don't like that you're family oriented, and I mean, we got the sense earlier that they like the idea of having a family with you, but maybe they feel like you spend too much time with your family of origin, like parents, siblings, grandparents, etc. And they're like, again, anything that takes you away from them, takes your time and energy away from them. Some of these cards are turned around, that's why I'm going through it. Anything that takes your time and energy away from them, they don't like. They just want more time with you. Okay, they do feel like you're bossy and arrogant sometimes. That kind of goes back with that bullheadedness that we picked up on. You know, you can't really be bossed around. Nobody's going to really tell you what to do. And you could also be the one who's bossy sometimes. Okay, heavy, curvy build. Now that's going to be an ouch one, maybe for some of you. It definitely would be for me, because I am that. Let's pull a clarifier. What do they not like about that? That seems kind of mean. Well, I mean, everyone has their type, right? But I just feel like that's going to be an ouch. They don't like this. Why? 6 of Cups. I feel like in this instance, maybe it reminds them of their own mother. Maybe your body type reminds them too much of someone who's in their family. So it's not that they think you're unattractive. It feels a little bit uncomfortable to be attracted to someone who has a body type that is similar to someone in their family. Yeah. I mean, both of these women are, you know, more full-figured. Yeah, it reminds them too much of someone in their family, I feel like. It's not that they don't find it attractive, it's just like it makes them feel maybe uncomfortable with themselves to be attracted to that body type. Let's pull one more card. What do you really need to know about this? You know, be able to get this with a discerning eye. I feel like, you know, don't allow this to, Spirit is saying, don't allow that to kind of hurt your feelings, because it isn't about that you're not attractive, or that they would want you to have a different body type. It's just more of like a psychological thing. All right, so I hate to end it on that note. So let's just ask, what do they like about your body type? What do they find attractive? Or we'll say this, are they attracted to your body type even though it makes them feel uncomfortable? 5 of Wands. They feel very conflicted about it. I think just for the reasons that we already said. So yes, they are attracted. I mean, the Wands are passionate energy, but they feel conflicted because they don't like to... I've experienced this before where I've been attracted to someone, but they reminded me of someone else I knew, and it does feel kind of weird. So I think I kind of get where this person's coming from. Let's end it on more of a positive note. Let's get one final thing that they like about you. Oh my gosh. Look, they do like the shape of your body. You know, they do like your curves. And also, like, you're just so feminine. We got the Queen of Cups and the Empress and now the Moon card. It's like your way of being feminine in the way that you are, and the way that you express your emotions and are there for other people's emotions, and in the way that you look. It's all like, it's so feminine and soft, and they do find it very attractive. But, you know, again, with the Moon, it could just remind them a little bit too much of their mom or someone else in their family that they really respect, but they obviously don't want to be thinking about that person in, like, you know, a sexual way. So let's ask, is that going to be too much of a hang-up for this person? Or is it going to be too much of a hang-up? I feel like they can get through it with the Tower card. Yeah, they'll be able to get past it. It's not like a complete hang-up. So it's not that they feel that your body type should be different, but their mentality about it is going to have to change, about, you know, that uncomfortableness. And yes, they will definitely get over it. So if they aren't already, maybe they already are. I don't know. But anyway, all right. Well, thanks, guys. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Welcome, those of you who chose number 2. Let's see what they like about you first. I just have 2 cards, but we'll shuffle and pull quite a few more. I like to have at least a few cards under the stack. That way you can kind of connect to the energy better. All right, so we have Magnifying Glass and the Hanged Woman. Wow. Okay, so these are kind of similar messages here. They feel that you are someone who's always kind of trying to see the other side of things, or trying to understand things more clearly. You're definitely someone who can put yourself in someone else's shoes, see things from another person's perspective, and Yeah, and also just maybe very detail oriented. You notice things. You have a very keen eye. You're very perceptive. We'll just leave it there. You're extremely perceptive. So let's see what else. And reading number 1, I was saying that I think I would just intuitively draw from the decks around me, but I kind of liked the decks that I ended up using the way that I did it in number 1, so I'll probably just use the same decks. All right, let's see here. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. Oh, they just think you're very sweet. You're very sweet. You're very gentle, very generous. I think you maybe are someone who's quick to help other people. You're very service-oriented. Also the Devil. I mean, you're very attractive. It's like you're sweet, but there's a saucy side underneath. Let's clarify that Devil card. Oh my God. I mean, it's just that you're very sexually attractive. You're sweet, but that you're like very sexually attractive to this person. Okay. All right, let's see what else we get here. What do they like about you? This pile, choose person like about them. Oh. Yeah, there's something just so sweet about you. So sweet and gentle. We're just getting that again. You just make them happy. You lift their spirits. They like the fact that you're not codependent. You're not an addicted type personality. And if you think that you are, I guess they don't really see you that way. What I'm getting from this as well is like, this person might be someone who pushes away emotions a lot. They find it difficult to kind of deal not only with their own emotions, but with other people's emotions also. And they feel like you still accept them. You make them feel safe to express their emotions when normally they don't feel safe to do that. And they appreciate that because I feel like this is, they see this energy in themselves of being kind of dysfunctional when it comes to acknowledging their emotions and being willing to be present and hear out other people's emotions. This could be, someone who like normally in their relationships, someone gets sad and starts crying and they're just like, this is bullshit. I don't want to deal with this, or they just walk out and but I feel like with you, somehow the way you approach emotions makes them feel safe. And the way that you express your own emotions, they feel that they can kind of, show up for you emotionally in the way that they know that they should, or better than normal. Probably still not great at it, but they feel more comfortable with it than normal. And they feel like you're very authentic. You're not that type of person who's one way when you're around one group of people and one way when you're around another. They feel like you are who you are, and they love that because it makes them feel that they can really be trusting of you. We also get Mentor reversed. They like the fact that you don't need them. They feel that you're very independent, and this person likes to be protective of you anyway, but this person is kind of like, they're a piece of work because it's like, they like the fact that you don't need their support, but that makes them want to give it to you even more. I think because they feel like you're not someone who's going to take advantage of it. You're not going to take advantage of them, being protective or being kind or that type of thing. And maybe in the past they've attracted people who did try to do that, and so they find it refreshing that you're not that type of person. You're not there to use them. You don't even really need them, but they like the fact that because even though you're independent and you don't need them, you'll let them do that. And just because you know that it makes them feel good. So they like that about you. What else do they like? What does person two's person like about them? We get the Moon card reversed. Yes, you're very different from past relationships that they've had, past people that they've been involved with, like dramatically different, like life-changingly different. Like they're shocked themselves to even be finding someone like you, for someone like you to come into their life, they're like, whoa, this is like super different from anything else. It makes them kind of want to slow down a little bit, but it's like, I want to slow down to appreciate every moment with this person, because this is what we have. This connection is so special. This person is so special. And I also feel like they don't want to chase you off. They're like, I need to move slowly so I don't chase this person off, because they came into my life very quickly and unexpectedly, and I don't want them to leave quickly and unexpectedly. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. I feel like maybe you're a very humanitarian person. It says we are the world. They might find you as someone who is always wanting the world to be a better place, and you're never going to like be just okay with the way things are. You always want better. And whether, I mean, this just we are the world. It just reminds me of like humanitarian stuff, but it could just be in all areas of your life. You're not someone who settles. You don't settle. We'll say that. You're not someone who settles. Yeah. You can appreciate and have gratitude for what you currently have, but you're always going to be looking to achieve more. You're never going to just, say, okay, I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. Now I'll just retire. Even when you do retire, if you do, you're not really going to retire, because they always feel like you're very goal-oriented. You always have some better, higher goal. So you're ambitious, I would say. Let's see. All right. And what does this person like about you? Let's get some of these. We might get some things about your looks in these as well. Okay. They like the fact that you're a neat freak, that you like things to be neat and tidy. Or again, like with those initial cards, they feel like you're very observant, a very detail-oriented type of person as well. Financially stable, all right. They like that. Social justice warrior. Okay, so this came out, that same card came up in number 1. So I probably was right in my interpretation of this. But I think it means both. They like whatever the age difference is between the two of you. Okay, so these are coming up in the first pile as well. So they feel like you're a good conversationalist. You're very intelligent. They feel like you're a very cozy person, easy to be around. Very generous. I feel like we got that in the beginning as well with the Six of Pentacles. You're very smart to the point of being a know-it-all, but they kind of like that. Yeah, this Leo is wanting to come up. Like you're kind of like very kind of assertive about the fact that you know it all, but they find that attractive. And they feel like you are a know-it-all, but like maybe you can do it like with a way of kind of poking fun of yourself. And in general, they feel like you have a good sense of humor. I think coming up next to Gemini, they feel like you have a very smart sense of humor. Maybe even like you like wordplay or something like that. If you have tattoos or piercings, they like those. All right, so that's what we get about what they like. So, dun dun dun. Let me clear the table and we'll see what they don't like. All right. So we'll start off again with getting one card from this deck. So what do they not like about you? What do they not like? What do they dislike? What do they dislike about you? Fireworks reversed. I think I think that if the two of you have not had sex yet, they don't like that. I don't think it's anything about you, because they're obviously, I feel like, attracted to you, so it's not like a lack of chemistry. Let's clarify that. What do they not like about you? What is this saying here? Or maybe you're not, maybe your libido is not as strong as theirs. Either that or they haven't had the opportunity to have sex with you. Keeper of Pentacles. Yeah, like maybe you, maybe you're holding out on them sexually. Or you like to take your time before you get to that part of it. And they don't like that about you. They want you to give it up sooner or more often. If you're already involved with them in that way, they just want that more often. But, you know, they don't get to decide that. You do what you want to do. What do they dislike about you? You come across as very peaceful. This wanted to come up reversed, so I don't know if I should have taken it in the reverse or not. Yeah, I think that I think that you put other people at peace, but they feel like with the Two of Swords reversed and the Sun reversed, that maybe you're not at peace yourself. So it's not necessarily something they dislike about you. It's like they want you to be more at peace because they like you and because they care about you. You get Seven of Swords reversed. They feel like you might be a little bit distrustful, maybe of them specifically, and they don't like that because they feel that they are being honest, but they feel that you doubt them, or sometimes you don't even want to hear them out, or they're afraid that you won't hear them out if they try to, there's something that they want to explain that they feel like you might be suspicious of them about, and they just feel like you kind of block them out sometimes, or that you won't be able to listen to these, you know, kind of issues that they want to bring up, and it's like they don't want you to be suspicious of them. They don't want you to not trust them, but they feel that you don't trust them. So, okay, what does pile two's person not like about them? Okay, sometimes maybe you get a little bit lost in your head sometimes, or if you're interested in, like, you know, fairies or, you know, unicorns, or like if you believe in things like that are like kind of magical or not what most people believe, they're like, I don't know if I can get down with that, you know. They're like, you're very sweet and that's cute that you believe in that, but it's not for me really. Or there's just something like, or it could also be that you're just too sweet sometimes, and you're just like too optimistic or too willing to see the good in people. Maybe even they feel like you're a little bit gullible, although you're not with them because they feel like you don't trust them, but I do feel like it's a little bit, something about you is sort of childlike. And you go against the grain of what other people believe. Your beliefs are very different from other people's. Maybe sometimes they feel like your beliefs are so different from the average person's that it's just like, that's just too much. You're just going too far with that. Yeah, I think that if you all are into like metaphysical stuff and like spiritual, like woo-woo stuff, you know, it's not like they think you're a bad person or anything. They do feel like this is all very sweet, but they're just like, your beliefs are just so not typical. I would say just, it's a little bit difficult for them because they probably are a little bit more orthodox in their own beliefs. And they feel that sometimes I feel like maybe you isolate yourself from other people sometimes in order to avoid being hurt. Let me clarify this. Victim. I feel like they have compassion for you a lot. I feel like they do understand that you have been hurt in some way. So it's not that they feel like you have a victim mentality or anything. It's just, I feel like the way that she's holding herself here, they They feel like you've been hurt so many times that you feel like you can only sometimes rely on yourself. But at the same time, like maybe sometimes they feel like you give people other than them that maybe you trust people too much, and that's why you keep getting hurt. But then it leads you to this point of kind of just wanting to pull away from everyone and feel like you're the only person who can support yourself. Yeah, you're like Joan of Arc, just like very independent, like zero. You just want it to be you and nobody else sometimes. So they feel, yeah, you create a lot of distance between yourself and other people. Let's see, what else do they not like about you? What do they not like about you? Other than what we've already said. Yeah, it's like they feel like they can't reach all of you. There are certain parts of yourself that you'll always keep separate or keep locked away, that you always create a certain level of space between yourself and them, or maybe between yourself and people in general. But definitely they don't like that space that you create between the two of you. It's like they feel like they can't bridge that gap, and they can never really know you completely, and it legitimately makes them sad. They also feel like you project a lot of things onto them. Going back to that distrust, they feel like you really don't trust them, and a lot of it is just because you're projecting things onto them. You're not really seeing the real them, and they feel like if Pile 2 could only see who I really am, you know, then they would trust me because I'm a trustworthy person. Yeah, it's like they can't break through. There's like some barrier. They feel like there's a definite barrier between the two of you, and they can't. It's like no matter what they do, they feel like they can't break through, and they just want this friendly energy with you, and they feel like you're so sweet in general, and they're like, why are you putting up this barrier with me? You're so sweet with other people, but like, I just want to like be nice to you and get to know you better. Why won't you let me in? All right. Now there was a bit of an ouch because some of these have personal characteristics. So when we pull out this card, if we get something like that, you know, we'll just kind of clarify and see what's going on. If they, you know, if they don't like a personal characteristic, I feel like that can be like definitely something that hurts to hear. Okay, some of these cards are turned around. I was just trying to figure out if any of them were. Okay. So what do they dislike about you? See, they don't like your wavy hair. That's rude. Like, what's their fucking problem here? Okay. We'll start with this. Okay, so maybe they don't like your hair for some reason. Okay, they feel like you're too helpful. Like maybe you're too willing, I think, to do for other people. So that might feel like that kind of gets you taken advantage of sometimes. You are probably like a very emotionally intense person, and sometimes they might feel like that is a little too much, like it's too intense. Also back to that suspicious, like people with Scorpio energy, that doesn't mean you have to be a Scorpio, but like people with that Scorpio energy can be like more suspicious because they're always kind of looking beneath the surface, and they're not just going to trust the surface level, you know, what people are saying. They're always going to be looking for like innuendos and subtext and reading between the lines. This Seven of Cups also is a Venus and Scorpio card, and they just feel like your suspiciousness leads you to project a lot onto other people, especially them. I think in particular they don't like it when you project onto them. They feel like sometimes you're just too serious. And didn't we get that they liked the age difference before? So I'm not sure. I I think that they might feel that you don't like the age difference or something. Like maybe you would want someone to be more similar in age to you, and that might just make them feel, I don't know, what's the word? Insecure. Like maybe they feel like, oh, they think I'm too young or they think I'm too old for them. So I feel like it just makes them insecure. But that also could be what they're projecting onto you, right? So what is with wavy hair? Why in the world would they not like your beautiful hair? What does this mean? You get Harriet Tubman, reverse the Chariot. If this person is older than you, then this could also be saying that they think that you look, that you think they look too old. Like, so maybe they feel, you know, they could be like balding, or maybe their hair has gone gray, and they might be like, again, this could be like more like them being self-conscious of themselves. They could be projecting that you don't like their hair. Yeah, because before I pulled this card over, I just asked specifically, is it about you? If so, it'll be upright. Or is it about them? If so, it'll be reversed. And it was reversed. So I just feel like they feel like you might judge their hair, or just that they look too old in general, whether it's their hair or whatever. So I don't think that it's that they dislike your hair or anything, or your looks. These two seem to be more like their own self-consciousness. Yeah, because they find you very, very physically attractive. We got this at the beginning, didn't we? The Devil and the, yeah, I've already cleared those cards away, but yeah, we got the Devil and the Ace of Wands, so like they're extremely sexually attracted. And in fact, that's one of the things they want more of with you. They want more sex, right? Yeah, they're like, give me more sex. You're not giving me enough. So obviously they're very physically attracted, so... And anyway, they're projecting things onto you just as equally as you are. So they're projecting onto you that maybe you think that they're too old looking or something like that. So whatever. I mean, we all get self-conscious stuff, you know, like that sometimes. So, all right. Well, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome to everybody who chose option number 3. It's cute little peach with stars. All right, so let's see. We're going to just start off with these 2 cards, but I'll definitely be pulling more than that. And I'm going to set this incense over here. All right, so what does this person like about you? We get the man. Okay, so yeah, most of my viewers are not men, but so we'll just kind of feel like what this is. I would say that they feel like you're very mature, and they can, if this is a man that you're watching it for, they can see themselves being your man. They want to be your man or your person. Now, of course, not everyone here is watching it for a man, so in that case, I don't know. I do still feel like either they like your way. If you're a man and watching it, they like the way that you embody your masculine energy. If you're watching it for a man, they like that you they like the masculine qualities that you evoke from them. You open their heart in a beautiful way, and if you're not, I mean, if neither of you are male, then they just kind of like your masculine energy, I would think. For some of you, I'm getting also like, I don't know, you remind them of someone from childhood, or, let's see here, Page of Cups. They think you're very kind. What does this person like? 10 of Wands. Gosh, they feel like you're very calm under pressure. Very calm under pressure. It's like you take everything with a little bit of a smile. Nothing really gets you down. You always try to stay positive. Yeah, like, you know how some people, like, if you go to a job that's like, you know, like a dead-end job, just a 9 to 5, clock in, clock out, and most people who work there are like miserable or whatever. I feel like you're that person. If you were in that situation, you're that person who just, you know, you make the most of any situation you're in. That was just one particular type of situation that came up, because the Knight of Pentacles is a hard worker. And it's like you like hard work. You like working hard. You know, if you were working in a store and people came in, you would be that, you know, person that everyone loved to, like if you're a cashier, they're like, oh, I hope I get that cashier, because they're always so nice. They're always so pleasant. If you're a coworker, like, you just always are just such a team player in everything you do, or a classmate or anything like that. You're just a hard worker, and you don't let things get you down. They also like the fact that you are so eloquent in the way that you express yourself. They feel with this that you may have some sort of talent with words, or any sort of creative talent. Maybe artistic expression. It could be visual arts, or, you know, like I said, some sort of writing ability, or all of the above. Musical ability even, I'm thinking. But you're just... I feel like they see you express your if you are artistic, they see that you express your emotions through that, but also your intellect comes through. You're very clever. Gosh, we have 3 pages. You're very young. There's something very youthful, even if you aren't youthful in your actual age. You're such a youthful, bright energy to be around, sort of a playful energy, definitely very creative, very talented, extremely talented. Now, why do we have this? We have the same coin coming up on both of these cards. I don't know what that coin is, but it... Oh, because these are Pentacles cards, sorry. I'm still getting used to this deck. Yeah, they just feel like you just bring joy to whatever you do. Nothing is really a chore to you. Nothing is really a task, because you always just find the joy in everything that you do. Let's see what else. What do they like about pile number 3? What does pile 3's person like about them? Yes, magical child. You have a very childlike magical quality. Maybe you're even someone who just still is interested in things that are childish in some way, like cartoons or children's movies or something, or just playing fun little silly games, making silly jokes. Yeah, you're just such a nice, lighthearted energy. People just really enjoy being around you. Vampire. I do feel like they sense there is a secret side of you that is a little bit darker, but it's like a darkness that you use to maybe protect yourself against other people. You may be someone who does attract a lot of vampiric energy. You attract people who try to drain you because you are such a light-hearted energy, and so this person notices that, and they feel like you're going to love everyone regardless. You're not going to like toss anyone aside, even if they're being a vampire, but you're aware of it. You know, you're looking over your shoulder, like you see it for what it is. But again, like all of this page and child energy, like you're so sweet and lighthearted and really embodying your inner child in such a beautiful way. You just have such a loving, gentle energy. Maybe you are really good with animals, but you're just very sweet, you know, like you try to love everybody. I feel like you try to love everyone. You try to see the best in everyone, even though you do attract people who are maybe jealous of you. And what they're really jealous of is your happiness, because you just are always kind of like finding the joy in everything. And some people just don't like that because they don't understand that and they can't be in that energy themselves. And then we have teacher, and it came up wanting to be reversed. But I'm not reading the shadow attributes on these because this is what the person likes about you, and I don't think it's that. I'm not sure why it's reversed though, but they feel like you are very smart and you have a lot to teach. I'm thinking maybe it's like you don't hit people over the head with it. You don't come across as someone, because you are so childish, you just make everything fun. So it's not like you're lecturing or anything like that. If you were to be a teacher, it would probably be more like elementary school, not because you're not intelligent enough to teach even adults. Like you're very bright, but you just maybe resonate more with younger people. You have a very young energy yourself. Let me see. Okay. And some of these people feel like maybe that's what you should be doing. Maybe you should be a teacher and you're not. And they feel like you might be settling for work that's just to get by. And they feel like you have so much to offer that you could be such a benefit, either through teaching or some other profession, and they feel like you might be selling yourself short. Now, don't get misled. Just because this says prostitute, that doesn't mean this person is thinking that you are a prostitute. Although, I like to clarify whenever this card comes up, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that or any kind of sex work. But it just, you know, the card, it says, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of our spirit. And Carolyn Mays, I think is how you pronounce her name, who made this deck, she also makes the point that, in a sense, we're kind of all embodying the archetype of the prostitute, because this is just someone who, you know, it just means that we all kind of sometimes have to compromise what we really want out of life just to, like, you know, make it financially. In order to pay our bills, sometimes we do have to do those types of jobs that I was mentioning before. And when you do that type of work, or if you have, you make the most of it. But I think this person, this is what they like about you. They like the fact that you're happy no matter what you're doing, but they also feel like you're so much more talented than what you allow yourself to express, sort of. Like you could be, there's so many other professions, maybe like that you could do that would maybe be better suited to you. In any case, they just see a lot of potential in you, I think, is the kind of shortened version of that. All right, what is this person like about group 3? What do they like about group 3? The Fool. Yeah, you come across as childish, but they know that you're no fool. Like, they know that you are very smart, but but your way of being is like very, very lighthearted and maybe silly. Maybe you're very silly sometimes, but they know that, you know, again, like you're smart. Nobody's going to get anything past you. And yeah, they feel like this is just such a beautiful way that you have of integrating like your inner child and also your like wisdom. You know, you've never lost touch with your inner child. It's very present and very obvious and so beautiful the way that you do that. But also, you're very wise at the same time. And people are so attracted to you. You're very popular. This person loves that. They're like, you know, that's just evidence of how wonderful a person you are. So many people are drawn to your energy, some of them with not great intentions, but for the most part, it is not. For the most part, it's very positive. You attract so much positive energy, and people just feel this beautiful light emanating from you, and that's what this person likes. We have clinging to the past, the Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, you don't cling to the past. You're not the type of person to hold grudges. Now, do you notice people's bad behavior? Yes. But you notice it, and then you focus back on your positivity. And in terms of things in the past, you let it go. You let that crap go. You don't allow it to bog you down. That's how you remain, bright and sunny and optimistic. We get friendliness reversed. Let's see. And projections. They do feel, this person feels that sometimes you protect yourself, though. You do protect yourself against people. You know who to be friends with, and you know who not to be friends with, in other words. Like, you can sense, again, with this vampire card, if someone is projecting their own negative BS onto you because they can't appreciate your lighthearted, happy-go-lucky nature, you see that and you kind of like step away, and you just know that's not really a person for me, which is why you're so surrounded with people that love and appreciate you so much, is because you're weeding your personal garden, like you're avoiding the weeds. Yeah, I feel like the person watching this is actually very inspired by that. They're like, oh, that's how you break free of these vampiric type people. Okay, I see. So I feel like they're learning a lot from you. That might be the teacher card as well. Like, you're a great example to other people of just how to be like a joyful person. Okay, so now I have, let's see. I have these personal characteristics cards here. That one already wants to show itself. So Cancer, again, sort of like a childlike energy, goes along with that Page of Cups that we saw in the beginning. Like, you're very sweet person, easy to love, in touch with your childhood. Let me get some more out and then we'll turn them over. Some of these also have some physical characteristics. Okay, Cancer and Gemini, yeah. So while that Page of Swords as well, like, you're very smart, which we already talked about. You have a very vibrant way of speaking. Like I said, I get kind of like a silly that's just a kind of a silly sense of humor that people really like. Okay, whatever your build is, it may not be this, but whatever it is, people really find, or this person, we're talking about a specific person here, this person likes that, the way that your body is. Even if, you may or may not have this particular body shape, but whatever your body shape is, they like it. Lots of, I feel like this is someone who's actually looked at your astrology. Now, these may not even be in your chart. They're just kind of describing energies about you, but they might be. But either way, I feel like this person has looked up your chart, or they know something about your astrological makeup, and they've taken note of that. So maybe this person knows a little bit about astrology, or they've at least Googled a little bit to kind of like help them figure you out. But yeah, again, like, these two are opposite signs. They both, Gemini and Sagittarius, have a similar energy, but like expressed in a different way. Sagittarius and Gemini can both be like a teacher energy. So again, yeah, you're very smart, very wise. But if you were a teacher, you're the type of teacher who would make it fun. Everyone would probably love going to your class because it would be so creative and so fun. And there would be lots of laughs and, not taking things too seriously. Type B. And you might be a little bit scattered or a little bit messy because you are that sort of creative type, artsy, I think. And they kind of like that too. They like the fact that you're so kind of a little bit scattered in the way that you approach life, because you don't just don't take things too seriously. You're just not worried about the fact that you're you know, books are all over the floor, your clothes are here and there and everywhere. They find it sort of endearing, I feel like. And then if you wear jewelry, they find that very attractive. They like the choices of maybe not even just jewelry, but like the way that you, like your accent pieces, things like that. Maybe the way you style yourself, your sense of style. All right, so I'm going to clear this off, and then we're going to find out, dun dun dun, what do they not like about you? All right, so I'm going to start with this deck again for what do they not like about you, pile 3. Just one card from this one. Okay, what do they not like about you? Stalemate. They feel like you are kind of stubborn, and they also feel like you might be kind of blocking out this connection or blocking them off. Or like you're using some sort of delay tactics. Maybe they feel like you are just keeping them at a distance. Like maybe you're just not ready, and they're like, does this mean they're not interested in me? I'm not sure, but either way, they do not like it. All right, what is pile 3's person not like about them? What do they not like? The Star. Sometimes they don't like how special you are because they have to share you with other people. Like you're such a bright star. Yeah, I mean, they're proud of you for that, but yeah, I think it just triggers some insecurities in them. 10 of Swords. Again, like sometimes they might not like the fact that you are so like sunshiny and optimistic. I mean, the 10 of Swords is like a difficult card, but like she still looks happy and positive. Like she nothing, literally nothing gets you down. You're always smiling. And sometimes for the average person who's not like that, because most people are not just cheerful and sunny all the time the way that you are, that can come off maybe as a little bit like you're just so obnoxiously cheerful. I mean, I wouldn't take it as like an insult or anything, but they're just like, how in the world, like, how in the world can they just always be so happy and sunshiny? Maybe they even think sometimes that it's fake, because the 10 of Swords, they're like, are you really being authentic? Because, like, shouldn't you be in pain or something, if you're going through a 10 of Swords type experience? Do you never feel sad? So maybe they doubt that as well. Like, how can you possibly just never feel down or sad? Like, that's not human. 2 of Cups. What does this mean? Why they don't like you? There are some things about you that this person doesn't like because it reminds them of themselves. Yeah, you can be you can influence people. If you want people to behave a certain way or do something, you can influence them to do that, and they kind of see that. You might be like, oh, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but obviously you want the person to do that, but they notice you being in that energy, like, oh yeah, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to go to this particular restaurant, that's okay. But they know that type of, like, you're using your kind of sunshiny behavior sometimes in that way to pretend like, oh, it's okay if you don't do what I want, but really, like, they can tell hardcore that you are trying to influence people to do exactly what you want. And they're like, the reason that bothers them is because it just reminds them of themselves. That's really all that it is, which a lot of times that's the case. When we don't like something in somebody, a lot of times it is for that very reason, that It's reminding us of something we don't like about ourselves. Okay, what does this person not like about you? Okay, we get child orphan. Yeah, you have all of this child energy. With this orphan card, I just feel like they might assume that you must have had like some sort of super easy childhood or something, and like everything must have been made easy for you to always be so happy and sunshiny like this. So it seems like that bothers them a little bit. They're like, you know, like it feels like maybe you just haven't had enough life experience to wear you down. Or something like that. So I feel like it's a little bit jealous. Like they might assume, and this could be totally false, but they might just assume that you've just had an easy breezy sort of life, and that's why you're so sunshiny. And maybe it's just like, again, it just bothers them because maybe they feel like life hasn't been as easy for them. Queen, yes. And they also feel like you just get like whatever you want. You're the star, you're the queen, you know, like you're the center of attention. Everyone's always gravitating around you. And yeah, people just love you. Like it's almost like people worship you a little bit. So sometimes, again, I feel like there's this person, you know, this is your love interest, but sometimes they're a little bit jealous of you. Oh God, more child energy. And, you know, sometimes the things that we like about someone are also the things that eventually kind of grate on our nerves. It can be both at the same time, right? And I think that's the case. Sometimes they're like, okay, you know, I've had it with the silly jokes. All right, yep, you're funny. Yep, you're like klutzy and funny and haha, everything's a joke. But they're just like, can you just be serious for a moment? Can it not be a joke every single time? Exorcist. And I feel like with this card, what I'm getting is that sometimes they feel like you don't, because you're so sunshiny and positive, like maybe sometimes you don't even question yourself. Like you could have some sort of qualities that are shadow qualities, but they feel like you're not only just always looking at the good in other people for the most part, but sometimes they feel like you only do that with yourself. Like maybe they feel like you're not always being honest with yourself about certain things that you could improve upon. And, okay. All right, so what else? What do they not like about number 3? What do they not like about you? You get integration. Yeah, I feel like, just like what I've said, they don't feel like you've fully integrated your light side with your dark side. They do see a little bit of the dark side, but they're like, I don't know. They feel like maybe you're not totally acknowledging your dark side. Or the fact that you can kind of, like with this Magician card, manipulate people a little bit. You'll do it in a happy, sunshiny sort of a way, but it is still manipulation, for example. So they just feel like, you know, maybe you should acknowledge and admit a little bit more to your shadow side. Receptivity. You're very open to receiving all good from people. And it's not that they feel that you don't deserve that, but they feel like, you know, it just feels like a little bit, maybe like you just, especially coming up here with this Queen card, maybe you just expect people to give to you. And I think that they do. Like people like give you, you know, applause. They love being around you. They give you their time, attention, love. Then you're just showered with it. And you're like, yes, more, more, more. And for some reason, this bothers this person a little bit. I feel like this card is more like their energy here. This morality reverse. It's like that, you know, like that hateful nun who wants to wrap your knuckles because they don't like the fact that you're enjoying life so much. Like, why are you smiling? You're not supposed to smile. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like it really brings out this kind of hateful parent energy in this person. And you know what it is? I feel like it's because this person is, you know, they might struggle with depression themselves. And it's like, you know, I don't know. So it just bothers them, the fact that you're so bright and sunny all the time. Yeah. And you know, you very well could have more sorrow within you than what this person sees, but they can't tell that. And I don't know. It is sort of like a jealousy, I think. Jealousy, and they kind of feel like they wish they could be in this bright, sunny, happy, positive energy like you. So it's ironic. The thing that they don't like about you is something that they would actually like for themselves. So yeah, I mean, it really just is jealousy. Okay. All right, so what do they not like about you? Okay, I saw good self-esteem. I don't know if it's going to come out, but I saw it. So yeah, you come across as someone that has really a high level of confidence, really good self-esteem, like again with this receptivity and Queen. You're like, yep, I deserve all the praise. And sometimes that gets on their nerves, I feel like. I'm getting teacher's pet as well. Going back to that teacher's card. If they know you from school, they feel like you're kind of a teacher's pet. Or that you'd be that type, you know, because everyone dislikes the teacher's pet, you know. Okay. Generous. Why would they dislike that? I don't know. Why would they dislike you being generous? I kind of feel like it goes back to that Magician card, that they feel like sometimes your generosity is a little bit disingenuous. Like, do you really mean it? Or are you just being generous to kind of win favor or to get people to do what you want? Now, let me pull a clarifier here. Ace of Wands. Yeah, they feel like you're generous, but it's really just to like assert what you want, assert your own desires. And they also think maybe that's why life seems so easy for you, is because like you're really good at getting people to do what you want. It's why nothing gets you down, is because everyone's already doing something. They might be jealous of your body, your athletic build, or your physical prowess, or you're just maybe you're good at athletics or something. Again, I feel like this one is jealousy. Famous. Again, with the Star and the Queen. Like, yeah, you've accomplished something. You're really shining bright, and you're very extremely popular. Like, people really gravitate towards you. I just feel like this person is jealous. Like, why do you have romantic feelings for this person who's so jealous of you? Oh my God, yeah. You're super popular. They don't like that. And part of it could be, you know, that again, they maybe want more time with you, and they feel like they have to like wade through this sea of people that's around you that's clamoring for your attention because you're so admired. Yeah. And I think for sexy, it's the same thing. They're like, God, why do they have to be so likable? Why do they have to be so sexy? I want them all for myself. Yeah, it makes them feel like you don't have time for them, or like you think, they might think you're kind of snobby a little bit. Like, because of all this, they might think, wow, they're just kind of snobby. They don't want to have anything to do with me. Okay. Well, that's what I'm getting. Let me get just a final word of guidance for you about this connection. What's a final word of guidance? Six of Swords. I feel like, you know, this person does care about you. You know, they might have some conflicted thoughts about you. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the reading, though. Like, we all have conflicted thoughts. But I think that as time goes on, this energy between the two of you will get better. So if you really enjoy this person, Yeah, I feel like just continue to be your beautiful, loving, cheerful self. And I think that this person will start to see that, these things that they're disliking, maybe those won't carry as much weight, or they'll start to see more clearly that it's their own, jealousy or projections, and maybe they'll get over it a little bit as time goes on. I do feel like the energy will definitely improve going forward. So you can trust this person despite these hangups that they have. Some of it is jealousy of you, and some of it is just jealousy of the attention that other people get from you. And they don't like the fact that you get so much attention because, that makes them feel jealous. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This was a long reading. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome to everyone who chose this cute little strawberry here. Let's find out first, why does your person of interest like you? What do they like about you? We get the tree. You're very grounded, perhaps a very spiritual person, someone who's always wanting to grow and improve yourself. It could be something also about your background or your lineage, where you come from. They like maybe your culture or just your connection to your roots. And then we have Eight of Swords. They feel like you don't see maybe how wonderful you are. And this person might even have trouble getting you to see it. Maybe they're trying to get you to see how awesome you are, and you are just kind of stubborn about it. But they kind of like the fact that you're not confident to the point of you're not egocentric, right? You have self-doubts. You're a real person. You know that you have flaws. I mean, you might be that type of person. It's difficult for you to accept a compliment and really believe it. But I think that they're seeing it as a positive because it just shows you're not conceited, right? I don't know what the opposite of conceited is, but you're the opposite of being a conceited, self-involved person. Very humble, modest. Maybe that's it. You're a very modest person. Okay, what else does this person like about number 4? Two of Cups. They feel like the two of you are very similar in a lot of ways, and I feel like they can also see the two of you growing old together and kind of like always having a basis of friendship. They feel like, the basis of this connection is friendship, and because of that, they feel like it would be very easy to grow old with you because the two of you would kind of evolve similarly. Sometimes people in a relationship, they evolve away from each other, but they feel like the two of you would evolve together because you would always kind of be friends in addition to lovers. Yeah, absolutely. They can see themselves growing old with you. And they may even kind of project what you might look like in the future. And they're like, I think that they're going to be really attractive even when they get older. They think you're going to age well. Keeper of Cups. Yeah. I really feel like this is interesting. I don't know if you are an older person, or you just have a very old, mature energy to you. But they appreciate you're so mature. You're wise beyond your years. But yeah, I keep getting they legitimately feel like you're going to age really well. Or you have aged really well, or both. You're going to continue to age well. They feel like, they feel like you'll live into an old age as well, a ripe old age, and they want to be a part of that. So this is interesting. Let's see what else we get. Why does this person like you? Why do they like you? Or what do they like about you? Okay. Father. So, yeah, they could, so it says talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. I just feel like they feel like that you either are or would be a really excellent parent. And yeah, and they might want to be a parent with you. They just see like if you have kids, they feel like you're such a source of support for your children. Or again, if you don't, they just feel like you would be that for sure. Judge reversed. I think even in the reversal, I just feel like they see you as a good judge of character. They see you as a good judge of character, but you don't rush to a judgment of someone. Like you're willing to give someone a chance, but you do kind of see people clearly because you have this like wisdom of, this kind of like crone elder type wisdom. Even if you're not at that age yet, you just embody that. So you're a very good judge of character. You're very discerning. They also love the way that you kind of envision the future, maybe for yourself or for the world. Like, this says capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Yeah, you're not a self-interested person. You put other people first, and you can see a possibility that no one else has seen before. You think outside the box, basically. Destroyer. Releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life. I feel like they also just view you as like an incredibly passionate, dynamic person. With this volcano energy, I feel like when you believe strongly in something, you're not afraid to express it forcefully. Maybe you, again, with this visionary energy, maybe you want to break down things in your life or in the world that you feel are not working so that you can replace them with something better. You're always wanting to improve. Going back to the tree again, like that personal growth, you're always wanting to improve yourself. And maybe improve all areas of your life. You're always looking to improve. You might have a lot of Pluto energy or Scorpio energy, but especially Pluto energy in your astrological chart with this powerful volcanic energy. It's like you're not afraid to reinvent yourself as well. Okay, let's see what else. What else do they like about pile 3? What do they like about you? Friendliness. Sometimes you put up your guard with people. You maybe don't let people in too easily because this is reversed. And they feel like sometimes maybe you're aloof with them, but they feel that it's probably their fault. Like they do feel like if you are aloof towards them, if you're kind of keeping them at a distance, they feel like they earned that, unfortunately, and they do kind of feel guilty. I feel like they also feel like you're someone who is able to apologize when you feel bad about something, that you're, if you feel like you've been a bad friend in some way, or if you've been a bad partner or something like that, if you've made a mistake, they feel like you'll own up to it, but you also expect the same of other people. And they appreciate that about you because I think they appreciate kind of being held to that standard of correctness. Gosh, they just feel like you're their true love. Again, we saw that energy of like wanting to grow old with you, but they don't just imagine the growing old. They also like the whole falling in love part of it. They just feel like the process of falling in love with you has been so beautiful. It's like they never knew love could be quite like this. But the growing old part, it's kind of like that happily ever after. It makes them feel, the way that the two of you are falling in love, it makes them really feel that there's going to be this sense of a happily ever after. And they like that part of it. Most of the time the fairy tale ends with that, and we don't see the happily ever after. but they're really looking forward to that. They're like, the falling in love part is so great. Like, I just want the whole thing. I don't want it to end. I want to know what the growing older part is, the happily ever after. And with integration reversed, what does this mean? Totality. They feel like you are very wise, but yet they still sense that you have not reached your full potential. And they feel like, again, you yourself don't feel like you've reached your full potential, they think. And they appreciate that you're always looking to complete yourself, to make yourself whole, to improve yourself. Right, and let me use this other deck here. It has some personal characteristics just written on these cards. I need to find a bag or something to put these in to make it easier. They're not easy to shuffle. Oops. Okay, they like your hair, the color of your hair. If you dye it, they like that. Aloof, detached. Well, that kind of goes with here before. Like they know that you'll be a little bit standoffish if something's wrong, and I think again, like they appreciate that because that is a signal to them that they need to like come closer to you and show you more that they care. It kind of like, so maybe they need someone to let them know that this might be someone who could be kind of hurting someone's feelings and not realizing it, but they feel like you're not going to hide it. It will be obvious. So they do appreciate that they can see when they've offended you or something so that they can kind of make up for it. If you have tattoos or piercings, they like those. They like that you're kind of a hippie, bohemian type person. Wealthy. They like that you're wealthy, or that maybe you have like a prosperous mindset, an abundance mindset, that you're creating wealth for yourself. Glowed up. Yeah, they can see, again, with that tree, like you're just like always like improving yourself, bringing yourself up to the next octave. They feel that you're very fair. This kind of goes back to that judge card, that you're a good judge of character. You're very fair with people. If you are holding someone accountable to something, they feel that it is deserved. So you're very fair. You don't wrongly accuse people of things. You give people the benefit of the doubt. And maybe there's something about your nose that they like as well. All right, so let's go ahead and clear the table, and then we're going to see what they don't like about you. All right, I'm going to start off with this deck again and just get one card from it. What do they dislike about you? What does number 4's person dislike about them? Woman. In the last reading we had man. Why would they dislike this? I'm confused. Okay, challenge the status quo. Maybe you are a feminist. Challenge the status quo, woman. You're being a woman, and I know that not all of my viewers are women, but the vast majority are. So maybe like you're a woman, and the way that you assert that is very, like, you're very challenging. It could be like a very strong feminist energy, and maybe they don't like that. Always. Not sure what else this would be. Okay, what do they dislike about you? What do they dislike about you? I'm getting drawn to this card over here from this other deck. 2 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to, maybe it's when it comes to women's issues, they feel that they wish you respected their opinion on women's issues more, that they feel like you think that you are right about women's issues, and they feel that maybe their opinion also has value, but they feel like maybe you don't see it or something. They want to like agree. They want to have peace with you about this. But maybe they feel like you're not going to back down from your opinions on women's issues. All right. So anyway, so what do they dislike about you? Four of Wands. The Empress. Again, like something about your way of being a woman. You're very empowered as a woman, you know, and they do feel like they like that you're so wise and everything like that, but something about your feminine empowerment. You're not afraid to get up and say what you think about things, to speak your mind, to embody your queen energy or your goddess energy here. Why does that bother them so much? Gosh, because I think that this person is intimidated by that powerful feminine energy. It's scary to them a little bit. Yeah, they feel, again, they feel like maybe the two of you struggle to see the other person's perspective, or they just can't. Like, they just can't see your perspective on your choices about how to be a woman, or your thoughts about women's issues. They want to understand it, but they feel like they just don't understand you in some way. It's not that they feel like you're doing anything wrong per se. Like, they feel like you're very bright. People probably look to your opinion, or they think maybe people look up to your opinion here. You have like a commanding, bright presence. You can command attention. Maybe they feel like you're getting too much of the spotlight or something. But they still love you. I mean, they do still love all of these qualities, and they love you, but maybe they just don't like something about that. I mean, you make them very happy. Again, we have this tree here. Like, they know that whatever it is you're doing in terms of what we've discussed, they feel like you're doing it with love. You're always coming from a place of love, and they think that you are a lovely person, but yeah, maybe they just struggle to totally understand your mindset about women's issues. Yeah, because you're the moon and the sun. Like, you're embodying your masculine and your feminine qualities. I just think it's sort of like intimidating. You're like a quote-unquote strong woman, which I dislike that phrase, because I feel like all women have to be strong just inherently, because the nature of patriarchy and misogyny and sexism, like, we kind of have to be strong to put up with that crap, you know? But let me just get how much do they dislike this? Like, how bothered are they? I mean, they think that you're right, but they don't want you to be right. It's like, they do think that you're probably right about these issues, but like, they would rather be the one who's right. And maybe they're just stubbornly clinging to their own opinion on these sorts of things. So anyway, all right. I think it's really just mostly that you're intimidating them with how right you are about this stuff. Okay, what do they dislike about pile 4? What do they dislike about pile 4? Angel. Oh my God. It's like you're too good to be true. And they're like, how can you be this star? How can you be this queen, this empress, this angel? The sun and the gosh dang moon. How do you do it? It's like you're just so obnoxiously perfect. It gets on their nerves. And it does kind of make them mad sometimes. Like, because I feel like they do, like their own, like maybe masculine energy feels threatened by the way that you empower yourself in both your masculine and feminine energy. Visionary reversed, yeah. So this was positive in the thing. This came up upright in the things that they liked about you. Sometimes, you know, again, I think it goes back to like your worldview, perhaps feminism. It feels like, you know, they do feel like you are a visionary, but sometimes they just don't agree with your vision as well. So they dislike that. And you're very independent. Why would they dislike that? Very independent. Independence based on learning to go it alone. They know that you're very independent. You've had to figure things out. You know, with child orphan, maybe you were neglected as a child. Things were just not handed to you. Things were not necessarily easy to you. You may have not had the support you needed growing up, and it forced you to be independent. I just feel like this kind of challenges their ego in some way, the way that you learn to be independent. Maybe they're a little bit more codependent and you're independent, and it kind of forces them to look in the mirror a little bit and see that about themselves or something. Or they want you to be, maybe they want you to be more dependent on them. That might make them feel less intimidated or threatened by your powerful energy, is if you just were a little less independent so that you had to rely on them more. All right, what does your person dislike about you? Intensity. You're very intense sometimes. Now, sometimes they do like it because we saw that volcano and the destroyer energy about what they like, but sometimes they don't. So that's the case. Sometimes the things that we like about people in certain contexts, they would enjoy it. In other contexts, they might feel your intensity is just a bit too much. Yeah, it feels like a burden to them. Like your power is like a little bit too, it's coming on too strong, they feel like sometimes, and they just don't know how to handle like the intensity of how powerful a person you are. Sometimes you also might be powerfully sad, like your emotions of sadness are just overwhelming, or it just makes them sad. How like intensely you express yourself sometimes. Again, this integration reversed. Yeah, I feel like here with the morality, this is more about your belief systems. Maybe it's about how intensely or forcefully you express your belief systems. They don't like that. It feels, maybe they feel that you are judging them. They could feel judged by you as well. And again, it feels like it's, I feel like this person kind of struggles, they feel like emasculated sometimes by your energy. And they don't like that. And even if they're not male, it's like when I say emasculated, I think that's emasculated or demasculated. But anyway, we all have feminine and masculine energies. This person wants to feel powerful. They believe that they are powerful as well, but like you're so powerful that they're like, okay, we're like these two suns that are competing, you know, to be who can be the most powerful energy here. Yeah, so it is just intimidating, I feel like. Okay, so let's use these characteristic cards now. Remember, some of these are like physical characteristics, and you know, it could maybe sting a little bit. We'll look into it if one of these comes up as something that they don't like, because I don't know, I think that would bother me. Maybe that's my own insecurity, but chatty. Oh my God. Sometimes they just think you talk too much, or again, it's just like you express your opinions too much, or you're just too opinionated is what I'm getting here. karma to be resolved. Okay, there's some sort of karma between the two of you to be resolved. Something that needs to be balanced out. They don't like that. They feel like you're a little bit guarded, and so it's hard to resolve whatever this issue is between the two of you. They don't like that you wear glasses, or maybe they don't like the particular style of glasses you wear. They don't like that you're so easygoing, which kind of goes against the other intensity that we get, but sometimes you're a little bit too easygoing. Maybe it's like they don't trust it when you're easygoing, because at other times you're very like intense and not easygoing. So like, well, which is it? Similar in age, maybe they would want they would prefer that you all had more of an age difference or something. Gemini. Again, this could be like chatty, like you're talking too much, you're expressing your opinions too much. Sometimes you're like too kind of like sensitive, perhaps. Anything else? You're tech savvy. I don't know why that they would dislike that, but soulmate. Yeah, I feel like this person has mixed feelings about you. They feel like you're this soulmate, and there's this karma kind of like holding the two of you together until it gets resolved. And they're like, it's almost like they're mad at you for being their soulmate. They're like, why am I having to go through this? They don't want to like you, but they do. I mean, they see themselves growing old with you, right? We saw that at the beginning of the reading, but they're like, why do you have to be my soulmate? You're so frustrating to me. All right, so let's wrap it up. Any advice for you? And I'm just going to clarify glasses and tech savvy, just because I'm curious. Like, why would they not like your glasses? Again, maybe it's because I wear glasses. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with glasses? 3 of Cups. I don't know. I get like a jealous sibling energy here. It's like just a pouty type of energy. I mean, obviously you're not siblings, but like I don't know, it's just like it's that energy of like how sometimes we are, you can be jealous of your siblings for something, or like you don't like something about your siblings, and maybe there's not even a good reason for it exactly. It's just something about they don't like your glasses. What does that mean? I don't know. 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Who knows? What about tech savvy? That doesn't make any sense either. Tech savvy, why would that be a Keeper of Cups? You're just so smart, I feel like. Like, you're like Eleanor Roosevelt type energy, and it's like it just gets on their nerves. Like, maybe they just feel like you're so smart. Like, why are you just good at everything? Yeah. I feel like it just makes them feel judged or something. We've gotten more than one feeling that they kind of feel judged by you or something. All right. Oh, and then is there any advice for you about this connection? Page of Cups, I mean, like keep your heart open to this person. They really do care about you. Yeah, they're very sweet on you despite, I mean, the reading was about, positives and negatives, and they have strong opinions about both, They definitely are not just seeing your, they're not just like, oh my God, I adore you, there's nothing wrong with you, which I think is a realistic way of viewing someone, Oh, wow. They, yeah, I feel like this would be a very balanced relationship with a lot of respect, and the two of you probably would grow old together if you could come together. If you're already in a relationship, it's most likely going to last. And maybe because in the beginning we sense that this is like a basis of friendship, and that the two of you would kind of evolve alongside of each other rather than evolving separately. But it does feel like real commitment energy. With Page of Cups, you might still be getting to know each other, but yeah, your guides say you keep your heart open to this person. They feel like this could be a very good long-term option for you. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed this. I know this was kind of ended up being a long reading, but I hope it helped. And thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.